What's up YouTube? This is Danny Draghi with another MIR4 video. Today I'm going to provide you with an advanced guide to grinding experience in MIR4. If you are currently a lower level player, feel free to watch this video, but you'll probably get more out of my previous experience guide, and you can find a link to it in the description in my MIR4 playlist that contains that video. Once you reach level 70 and beyond, the amount of experience required to level jumps up to around 150 million or so. Remember that anytime you can eke out an extra 10 or 20% experience, it will save you dozens of hours of grinding and resources that will add up to days or even weeks of character progression. My original experience video is geared towards players level 30 through 50, and I encourage you to grind in Beach and Valley, or at least a Labyrinth, because of the 100% and 50% experience buff respectively. As I gained more and more levels, I noticed a few things. First, you stop getting as good as gains in Beach and Valley long before you're able to fight the monsters in Snake Valley. Second is that the amount of health the monsters had in the Elite, Labyrinth, and Valley areas greatly increased with level, while the bonus experience stayed the same. This means that once you reach level 50 or so, it becomes much more beneficial to start farming monsters in the field areas rather than the Elite's 20% bonus, Labyrinth's 50% bonus, and Valley's 100% bonus. Remember, this bonus experience is not affected by your experience modifier, so it's like having a hidden bonus to your modifier that you can't even see. For example, a level 51 monster in the field will always have 7,209 health. It will always give you 259 base experience points. You can figure out that number by taking the experience gained and subtracting the bonus experience next to the plus sign in parentheses. I will cover the other stats of monsters in a later segment in this video, but it is not important for this example. If you were to fight a level 51 monster in the Elite area, it would have roughly the same stats, except it would have 80% more health at 12,976, and reward you with only 20% more experience than a monster in the field. This means you'll spend 80% more time killing it for only 20% more reward. That is not a good trade. If you were to fight a level 51 monster in the Labyrinth area, it would have roughly the same stats, except it would have 136% more health at 17,053, and reward you with only 50% more experience. Now, the higher you go in levels, the worse this bonus experience becomes. For example, a field monster that was level 61 will have 8,494 health and reward a base experience of 452. By comparison, a Labyrinth monster that was level 61 would have 150% more health and reward the same 50% bonus. And a Valley monster that was level 61 would have 170% more health and give you an additional 100% experience. Now that we know we're going to get the most experience per hour in the field, what level monsters should you grind? The answer is that you should grind the highest level monster you possibly can without dying. You also want to make sure you're not missing more than 20% of your attacks, or you should switch down a level or two until you're able to gain additional accuracy. Make sure to bring enough potions to last as long as you need to be AFK for, and you will get the best possible drops, the most possible copper, and the highest experience gains. This is because with each level, a monster will only gain 1.2% health and a small increase to defenses, making it slightly tougher to kill, but it will reward you with 3% more experience than a monster of the next level below it. So while in my previous video I wanted you to milk the Valley bonus for as long as possible, it's much better when you switch to the field to go to the maximum level monsters you can handle. Just be sure to grind in a room that does not contain a boss spawn indicated on your map, as if you are in a high enough level area, the boss should be able to kill you. Bosses are damaged sponges as well and will chew up your potions, taking roughly 5 to 10 times longer to clear while only rewarding you with about double experience, and that is not worth it if our main purpose is to level up as quickly as possible. The monsters between different areas all have about the same stats, such as attack and defense, and these stats will increase with each level. There is a slight variation between different monster types though. For example, ranged monsters will do much less damage than their melee counterparts, so while you can't farm a room full of melee monsters at a particular level, you may be able to handle them if some of the monsters are ranged. You'll also notice monster types can use various abilities. If you're being poisoned or knocked down, it will cause you to use additional potions or slow down your experience gain. As a Taoist, it is best for me to farm in a room full of melee monsters about 3 levels below my own that have no type of knockdown ability. With my warrior, it is better to farm monsters 5 levels below with a mix of melee and ranged, as the warrior lacks the sustain of my Taoist, but it is great at grouping up enemies. These classes are level 71 and 53 respectively at the time of making this video. Once I find the highest level monster in the field that I'm able to handle, I'll put the game into power save mode for a period of 10 minutes. Then I'll multiply the experience gained by 6 to get an estimate of how much experience I'll gain per hour. I'll then move to the next room and repeat this process. Remember, you may be spending a day or a week with most of your time in this area, so it is important to realize which rooms are the best. So if someone else is grinding in your favorite spot, you'll have 2 or 3 other spots that are almost or just as good. You may be wondering about the missions, and the best daily missions are the ones in the field that reward you with dark steel, rare platinum, or rare steel. If you would like more information on obtaining your rare equipment, be sure to check out my rare equipment guide in the playlist in the description as well. For the missions that are not in the field area, I recommend assembling a group of friends so that you can all clear them out together as quickly as possible. This will help everybody get back to grinding fast and get all of the rewards needed, as well as help out your conquest upgrades. I recommend parties of 2 take on the elite missions, parties of 3 for the labyrinths, and parties of 4 or 5 for the valley missions. Another note about monster types found in harder areas is that they are more likely to have at least 1 or more abilities that can cause negative debilitations as well as hard CC. When it comes to group farming, you must know that it can be very beneficial if all members of the party are clearing monsters at roughly the same speed. If one person in a group is much faster than the others, then they will be gaining reduced experience to the benefit of the other members. And if one member is slower, they will be bringing down the experience gain of the others. One strategy to gain experience is to team up with a friend and head into the highest training room you both are able to solo, and each of you take a different side. Group all the monsters together and nuke them with your abilities as quickly as possible. Then return to the center room and group the monsters again and kill them with the help of your ally. This will give you time to charge up your ultimate ability for when you go back to your solo room and give all the monsters time to respawn. You can greatly speed up the process if you airwalk back to the edge of your solo room and pull all the monsters back over to the bridge in the middle when killing them. Those are all the tips I have for this experience guide. I hope they help you climb that ranked ladder, and if they did, be sure to like and subscribe and have a nice slay.